right, 16 to life. How's it going?
Man, it's going good, man. Thank you for having me on, Cam.
Yeah, no problem, man. No problem, man. I see you doing your thing. You know, you
Hey,
got
I'm
your YouTube
trying.
shit cracking pretty good.
I'm trying, man.
Dope, man. Well, we'll get to know you a little bit better for the fans and everybody
All
that
right.
might not know, my audience might not know a lot about you. I know you got your own thing on YouTube, but, you know, my fans would probably like to get to know you a little bit better. So, where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Bannon, California, small town in Riverside County.
Okay, and you grew up there your whole life?
Born and raised.
Okay, and what was it like for you growing up there?
Oh, man, it was cool. You know, Bannon was a real small town, close-knit community. I was born in 1971, so everybody knew everybody, so it was real cool.
Okay, and do you have any brothers and sisters?
I got one older brother by the name of William.
Okay, and what was your family life like?
And like I say, it was real cool growing up. You know, my mom and my dad, they eventually separated, but my dad, he ended up moving like maybe about a 5-minute car drive right around the corner. So, it was real cool, man. Lots of toys, motorcycles, all that type of stuff.
But at some point you started getting in trouble.
Yeah, I would say probably like around the age of about 14, I got into selling weed, hustling, jumped off the porch, hanging with the homies, eventually started selling crack cocaine. That was like around the time that, 86, 87, when drugs started hitting pretty heavy, crack cocaine and all that type of stuff, gang activity.
And you were doing this in junior high or high school?
High school, 9th, 10th grade.
Okay, and what was high school like for you?
Like I say, once again, man, it was cool, because I would say maybe 90% of people that I went to high school with, I went to first grade with, elementary. We all grew up together. So it was like just one giant, big, extended family,
Okay, and you getting in trouble and being in the streets and everything, at any point did you ever get arrested?
Well, I ended up going to Juvenile Hall, maybe in late 89. Hit a dude in the head with a baseball bat at a liquor store. And I ended up going and doing maybe about 30 days in Juvenile Hall for that.
You're just a kid. What was that experience like for you?
Well, by that time, even though I was a kid, I was like 17, but by that time, I'd been in the streets for a while, at least 3-4 years and stuff. So, it was just another part of the life. My dad got into it with an individual at the store, the owners of a store. Basically tried to go and tell him to go to the back. And I do a little story about that on my YouTube page, and I talk about how, I went up there with a baseball bat and ended up hitting the guy in the head, and he woke up hollering, "Go get my pistol! Go get my pistol!" So, like I said, I do a story on my YouTube page, and I also go into like little imitations on my stories and stuff. So, yeah, if y'all get a chance, go check it out. I think the name of that story is called Baseball Bats Aren't Just Meant for Baseball, or something like that.
All right, and now you're on probation, I take it?
Yeah, they ended up putting me on probation, a couple years probation.
Okay, and now you got to be more cautious when you're doing things because it's a lot easier, right? The cops pull you over, they can search your car. They don't need to ask for permission anymore.
Well, I was on probation, not parole, so I don't think they could have done all that. But who knows? But when you're that young and you're that age, you're not even thinking about all that type of stuff. So pretty much nothing changed in the way I was moving.
Did you graduate?
Yeah, and I graduated high school in '89.
Okay, from Banning?
Bannon High, huh?
Okay, okay, that's what's up. And what was that like for you, graduating?
Well,
being that you've been in so much trouble, juvenile hall and everything like that. You graduated. That's a big accomplishment.
Well, it was cool, and by that time, actually, I was actually going to continuation. And so my mom was a big influence on me graduating because my brother, who's 1 year older than I, he took his early exit exam or whatever that is. So he was working. He's, been working all his life, and he was a manager at Taco Bell. So he didn't walk the stage or whatever. He graduated like early in the 12th grade year. And so I was going to continuation. I'd been messing up at school, and the way things was looking like I wasn't going to graduate. But she said, it was, she really would have liked to see one of us or both of us graduate and walk the stage. So, I started working real hard, and I was able to graduate.
Okay. And you graduate. Are you rapping at this time?
Yeah, I've been rapping ever since I was about 12 or 13 years old. But like I say, I'm rapping, but it's more of a hobby. I'm really into the streets. I'm into selling drugs, gang banging, that type of stuff. So.
And what do you do after high school?
Well, after high school, maybe about a month or two after I graduated, maybe 2 or 3 months, I'm out there, I'm in the hood, I'm selling dope. I ended up getting shot one day. I was out on the block selling drugs, and a guy came over. I believe they tried to rob me. And so, I run to the car, I ask them what you need, and they tell me to get in the car, and it's two of them, they're in the front seat.
They pull a gun on you and say get in the car, or they just...
Well, no, they see, like when you're out there selling dope, a lot of people will be running to the car. Back then, everybody's running to the car trying to make the sale. So I ran to the car, and they said, hey, hop in, let's go around the corner. So I hopped in the front seat. Now, it's two of them in the front seat. So when I hopped in, I told the other guy to scoot over. And so when I jumped in, at some point in time, I just felt like I felt a burning pain in my ass. I got shot in the ass. And so then I jumped out of the car, and he came around to the front. He put the gun in my face. He said, give it here, give it here. And I'm thinking like, damn, this motherfucker already shot me once. So I just threw him the dope, But like I say, I believe it was a accident. I believe when I told the guy to scoot over, I believe I just accidentally set on the gun. I think he had a gun sitting right here. I think they assumed I was going to get in the back seat, and they probably had planned to drive me around the corner and rob me. But once I hopped in the front, from the way he shot me up under the ass, I think I kind of spoiled their plans. I think he was trying to pull the gun from up under me, and it just accidentally went off. So he went ahead with the robbery right there.
Okay, and now you're shot. Are you going on your way to the hospital? What do you do?
Well, actually, I had I still had about $40 worth of dope in my hand. So after I threw in my dope sack, I stayed out there another 5 or 10 minutes and sold that. I had to make that sale. I had to get that money. Then I walked right around the corner to my cousin's house, and she called my other cousin, and they took me to the hospital.
So I take it you weren't bleeding that bad.
Well, I knew I was shot in the ass. I couldn't quite tell how bad I was bleeding. It was nighttime and stuff. And I'm like I say, once again, I'm young, so I'm thinking I just got shot in the ass. And so, yeah, didn't give me a whole lot of pain. So after I made the sale, then I walked right around the corner and went to the hospital.
So you get to the hospital, and what happens?
Oh, they're in there laughing, cracking jokes, talking about, I bet you this is a real pain in the ass and all that type of stuff. They end up taking me back there, and eventually they just left the bullet right where it was, because they said it would have done more damage to remove it. So it's still in there today.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you have any complications from it or anything
Nah,
like that?
when it gets cold, doesn't bother me, no trouble whatsoever. I can't even tell it's there unless I physically go and touch it.
Okay. All right. So now you get shot, you make it through it. Do you still go back to selling drugs?
Oh yeah, I'm right back out there. I'm still out there hustling and stuff. Just so happens I had some cousins who came down visiting from Montana. They come down from Thanksgiving, and so they encouraged me to come back with them, visit Montana and stuff. So I end up, moving to Montana.